Hi everyone, my name is Talitha Banks. Today I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about my military career. Let's start with my enlistment. I enlisted in February of 2001 and I moved on to basic training in San Antonio, Texas, where I thought I had the hardest TI in the world, which in fact, his strictness, his mentorship, and his character are what made me become the airman I am today. His example showed me what patriotism really is about. So after basic training, I moved on to tech school, and that's when I found out I didn't get the job I wanted. I wanted crew chief, but I ended up in the air transportation career field. I was uninterested at first, but after a few weeks into this class, I learned what air transportation was truly about and how big of an effect it had on the entire Air Force. So after tech school, I got orders to McChord Air Force Base in Washington State. I got to Washington State in June of '01, and I was assigned to the aerial delivery section. That's where they rigged the parachutes for aerial drops. It was an interesting section. I learned some ways of rigging, but then I moved to the vehicle section. I was assigned to the vehicle section for about a month before they moved me to passenger service. Passenger service is where we load troops to go on the deployments or training or such. When I got to passenger service, about a week later is when 9/11 happened. With 9/11, it changed everything. It changed my entire career. It changed my entire outlook on the Air Force and the military in general. Within my time in passenger service, I deployed 3 times. I went to Oman, I went to Qatar, and I went to Iraq. Now, after I returned from my 3rd deployment from Iraq, I was assigned to a load planning section at McChord. Now, that was a big step in my career because I was an E4 at the time, and at that time it was unheard of to have an E4 in that position. It's a very highly looked upon position. So it was a huge step in my career. Now, as a load planner, I deployed once. I deployed to Afghanistan. I worked side by side with KBR. I taught them how to do load plans so that they could eventually, their company of KBR could eventually take over our career field there in Afghanistan. I came back from Afghanistan, and my husband and I got orders to Turkey. So we PCS to Incirlik, Turkey. We were there for a 2-year tour. I was 5.5 months pregnant when I got there, and we had our first son in April of '07. Shortly after my son was born, I made Staff Sergeant in August, and my husband made Tech there the very next June. My second son was born in September of '08, and after that we moved on to Ramstein, Germany. We got our orders, we PCS'd here, and we've loved it since we got here. It's a culture shock from Turkey, but it's definitely enjoyable. I'm assigned to ramp services. I am assigned 7 airmen. I have various different types of airmen that I supervise over. On a daily basis, on shift, I can supervise up to 25 airmen at a time. So it's a very big step as an NCO to have that much responsibility and that much control over the situation, such as having 20-some airmen. Recently, I moved to the training manager. I'm the training manager for ramp services, and I ensure all the pipeline students coming from tech school to get the proper training before they hit the floor and the flight line. So with having a new job really definitely makes a difference in my military career and my family life. Being able to be home, be with my kids, and in the military working as a supervisor is very challenging. But it makes me who I am, and it makes me believe that my work in the Air Force is definitely needed and required. Thank you.